West Vancouver, the West End, and the West Side, these are not the same places. North Vancouver is a city, and East Vancouver is a group of neighborhoods within the City of Vancouver.
And the City of Vancouver is not on Vancouver Island. What the heck? I know. If you're confused, you are not alone. In this video, I am going to decode all of the Vancouvers. We're gonna break down what's going on in the whole entire Lower Mainland, the Greater Vancouver Area, and help you understand what you are looking at if you're considering moving here. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about real estate in Vancouver and the surrounding areas, make sure to subscribe below. Tap the bell for notifications to be the first to learn about what's going on in the current market here in Vancouver. My name is Megan Becker with eXp Realty. Myself and my team get calls every single day from people looking to make a move to or within Vancouver. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, make sure to give me a call, text, or email, and I'm excited to help you make a smooth move to Canada's greatest city. Now let's get into all these Vancouvers. Okay, so this is the whole Lower Mainland here. We're going to talk about the Greater Vancouver Area or Metro Vancouver. So people use those terms interchangeably. And so for the sake of this video, I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're going to use those terms interchangeably and we're going to break them all down and talk about the different areas. So let's talk about Vancouver specifically. So the actual city of Vancouver is not very large. As you can see on the map here, this is the city of Vancouver. So Boundary Road is the boundary between Vancouver and Burnaby, Fraser River, southern boundary, and then all the way around here. So this is the City of Vancouver. Population of City of Vancouver is just under 700,000. But that whole Greater Vancouver area that we were talking about, population there, it's growing about 1% every single year over year, and we're at about 2.6 million right now. So let's just break down Vancouver. Because like I mentioned, you can see in this on the map here, you can see the West Side and East Vancouver here. So Vancouver as a whole is split right down Main Street here. You've got the West Side, which is that entire half, and then you've got East Vancouver, which is the whole east half there. And then we have downtown, which is this area right in here. And we'll just include, for the sake of this drawing, we'll include Stanley Park, which is one of the top destinations in all of Vancouver. It is the area that I probably have frequented most before moving here. I remember as a kid being very young and going to the aquarium there and falling in love with the penguins. Unfortunately, the penguins are no longer there. But there's so many things to do. There's brewery there, there's pitch and putt, and then one of my favorite things to do, and I do this probably on a weekly basis, is go for a run around the seawall. So it's a 10-kilometer loop. You can really start wherever, but it goes all the way around here. And you've got the most gorgeous views, especially come evening time around 3rd Beach. And on the west side here, you get the gorgeous sunsets. And this right there, that's about a 10-kilometer loop. But the seawall actually extends further along down here, all the way through False Creek, around by Science World, and you can get onto the south of downtown there as well. Let's quickly break down downtown. So there's 5 neighborhoods within the downtown core. You've got Cole Harbor here, which is really classified and characterized by these really luxury, high-end, gorgeous waterfront residences. You've got really luxury fine dining, 5-star hotels. There's the convention center there. Then you've got the West End here, which is characterized by more older style buildings. You've got these 4 or 5-story walk-up apartment buildings, condos, and you splashed in there are some really great character homes. The nice thing about the West End is you're super close to the beach. So you've got Sunset Beach, which, as its name states, is an amazing spot to watch the sunsets. You get all the gorgeous sunsets, obviously coming in from the west there. You've got English Bay, which is a very, very popular tourist destination. It can be very busy in the summertime. You've got volleyball courts there. And then in the West End, you've got Denman Street, which is characterized by coffee shops, different restaurants, all sorts of like kind of neighborhood stores, neighborhood restaurants, things like that. And then you've got Davie Street here, which runs all the way to Falls Creek here. And this is a very LGBTQ friendly community. You've got the rainbow flags, crosswalks, and it's a really great, attractive community to really celebrate the inclusiveness, which is Vancouver. And the West End is a very popular destination for people moving to Vancouver for the first time. There's some affordable condos for sale and for rent there. Then we've got Yaletown, which is this little segment of the downtown area here. And Yaletown is your classic, it's urban luxury. You've got these really tall, high-rise condo buildings with incredible views, and you've got really great parks and green spaces splashed throughout. There's a term called Vancouverism. It was characterized by this urban development where you've got all these concrete high-rises, but there's really great spots to take advantage of all of the views. You've got the gorgeous ocean and the mountains in Vancouver, and so there's so many spots all around Vancouver, but especially in Yaletown, that really take advantage of those viewpoints. You've got David Lamb Park, and there's some sitting areas there right down by the water. You can grab your book, especially in the summertime. See people gathered all around, and they're maybe working on their laptops or reading their book or chilling there with their dog. You've got 3 dog parks in Yaletown, which is really nice for those of you that have furry family members. And then we've got the traditional like downtown core here with the classic Robson Street that runs all the way through downtown there and into the West End with all your high-end shops, restaurants, bars, things like that. And you've got the downtown east side, which is characteristically known for the amount of homeless. And it has gotten a bad rap because of the homelessness and the drugs that are there. There are constant initiatives to clean this up, but it's been like this for a long time. And, you know, not to get political or anything here, I don't see it changing significantly over the next little bit, but, you know, who knows? I walk through that area almost on a daily basis. I personally never felt unsafe, but it is, quick disclaimer here, it is an area that you have to be aware of. It's not the area where you are walking with your head down, texting, not paying attention, earbuds in. I don't text on my phone. I'm always aware. I'm looking up at my surroundings there. I will only ever have one earbud in if I'm on the phone or if I'm listening to anything, and I'm just cognizant of my surroundings there. And I've never had anything negative happen to me, fortunately, and I've never actually felt unsafe. But there are things, just to have your head on a swivel and be on the lookout for. Okay, so what are we looking at? Cole Harbour, the West End, you've got Yaletown here, and then you've got the downtown core. What are we looking at for benchmark sale price? So Cole Harbour is going to be your most expensive area. Like I said, there's very high-end luxury residences there. Right now, October of 2023, benchmark sale price for an apartment, you're looking at just over 1.3 million there. The West End, benchmark sale price for an apartment style condo, you're looking at just over 700,000 there. So you can see there's a lot more affordability here. But like I said, the style of properties in the West End, they're older, they're a little bit more dated. They're like the 3, 4, 5 story walk up buildings typically. As we move down into Yaletown here, we're looking at a benchmark sale price for a condo of just over 800,000 there, and then 1.8 million if you're looking at a townhouse there. Typically the way these buildings are set up, these high rises, is there's townhomes all along the base of the building, and then you've got your apartment style condos that tier on top of that. Downtown east side, you are looking for a little bit more affordability there. Benchmark sale price for apartment style condo is just under 700,000 there. Okay, let's move south. So we're still on the west side of Vancouver, but this neighborhood here, is known as False Creek. And Falls Creek offers these picturesque waterfront community, one of which is Olympic Village, which is kind of this section right in there. Olympic Village was built in 2010 for the Winter Olympics and has become a very, very popular spot. There's some pubs, breweries, and lots of high-rise condos in there as well, with some really great water views of Falls Creek here. So in the area of Falls Creek, you are looking at a benchmark sale price for an apartment-style condo just under $900,000, and then for a townhome, you are looking around that $1.25 million mark. And then this whole Falls Creek area, about 80% of the land is actually owned by the City of Vancouver. It's been made available to owners through a leasehold, which I will dive into leaseholds in a further video because it's definitely something that you want to be aware of if you're looking at purchasing here in Vancouver. One of the other fun modes of transportation here in Vancouver are the Falls Creek ferries. So you can see this is Falls Creek in here, and you can see all of these little ferry lines. Ferry routes here. So you can see a ferry terminal all throughout Falls Creek. So it's a really great way to go from, having brunch here at OEB, breakfast spot. You walk down the marina here in Yaletown, and let's say you want to hop on a ferry and take a trip over to Science World. You can do that there, get off the ferry, head over to Science World, check that out. You could jump back onto the ferry, hop along. It's really cool because you get to see gorgeous views from the water, which is a really totally different vantage point. And then you can go all the way to Granville Island. This is Granville Island here. And in the 1990s, this was an industrial plant, like factories, but today it's one of Vancouver's top tourist destinations. There's lots of breweries, restaurants, and a year-round farmer's market there. Okay, we'll start to head west here into the neighborhood of Kitsilano. So another really attractive area for people that are moving to Vancouver. Kitsilano is this trendy, popular spot. There's lots of restaurants, shops, pubs, coffee shops, things like that. And in the summertime, it is where people want to be. These Kitsilano Beach and everything really along this North Shore here is absolutely packed. On an evening in the summer, you're gonna find people just chilling on a blanket. They're gonna be listening to music with friends, playing beach volleyball, playing games on the sand, going paddleboarding off the shore there, taking the dogs for the walk. It's a really cool part about Vancouver is that there's so many people outdoors enjoying the outdoor lifestyle. Okay, we're going to continue to head west to West Point Grey here. So this is a really affluent area. There are some really nice homes here. Benchmark sale price for an apartment style condo in West Point Grey is going to run you about $850, $1.3 for a townhouse, and just over $3 million for a single family home. Okay, we're going to continue head west to the University Endowments land. So this area is where UBC is, University of British Columbia. You're not going to find any homes for sale in this area, but it is a phenomenal area if you want to get out and explore nature. All of this is Pacific Regional Park here, and you can head down to the beach here. So it's really cool because the UBC is a little bit elevated, and then to get to the beach, you have to descend down almost these like staircases enveloped into trees. So it creates this really peaceful and serene area. And a lot of the times these beaches aren't super populated. Depending on the time that you go, you might run into a few parties here or there. But depending on the time that you go, you might be able to find a very serene, secluded area. You can walk along the beach there. We're gonna head east of the UBC area into these central neighborhoods here. So these central neighborhoods here on the west side, this is where you're going to find really incredible character homes here. Very well manicured lawns, typically a little bit larger of a lot here. Single family properties are going to be anywhere between 3 and 5 million in this area. There's an area called Shaughnessy. Benchmark sale price of a single family home there is going to run you about 5 million. But as you can see, we're right in the middle of Shaughnessy here. You've got these gorgeous almost like estate-like homes, large pieces of land, gorgeous tree-lined streets, well-manicured boulevards. So that is the west side. If you want further information about individual neighborhoods, I'm going to do a further deep dive into other videos highlighting the specific neighborhoods, because they all really have their own personality. They attract a certain demographic. They've all got a variety of different price points there. So there's definitely room for more information in future videos. But for right now, we're going to move on to East Vancouver. So East Vancouver borders Boundary Road here on the east, Fraser River, and then Main Street all the way up here. And then the Burrard Inlet on the north border there. So East Van is split up into 16 neighborhoods, and they all have a variety of different characteristics here. So East Vancouver, it used to be more working class. And so in comparison to the west side, your average price point is going to be a little bit lower. So you're going to be able to find a single family home anywhere maybe just under $2 million up to $3 million depending. So East Vancouver kind of has this relaxed vibe. There's graffiti on buildings. It's kind of attracts this really trendy lifestyle, people that are into that. There are breweries, there's pubs. Our office is actually just in the north part of East Van, and there's numerous breweries on every single block. Quite often we'll grab bikes and we'll just do like a biking brewery tour or a walking tour. It's actually quite fun because especially on a nice summer day, you can grab a beer, go try different breweries, and they're all within this really small area. The other nice thing about East Vancouver is the proximity to Highway 1 here. So this is your major through road going up to Whistler or east out to Hope, or further east, Kamloops, Kelowna area. But the proximity to get to the highway is a really attractive feature about East Vancouver. If people are commuting even to Burnaby or Coquitlam Tri-Cities or anything like that, I know clients I have there, they specifically like East Vancouver for that reason, because to get to the highway from West Vancouver, depending on traffic, could be a huge investment of your time. A really popular style of home in East Vancouver is this Vancouver special here. So these homes were really popular back in the late 80s and 90s, and in my opinion, they're not really aesthetically pleasing. They're very boxy looking, but they really appealed to a lot of people because of the amount of space that they were able to afford. You were able to get a large amount of square footage on a lot. So these were really great and really popular with multi-generational families. And we see them scattered throughout East Vancouver. I have seen some really great renovations done, and they've made the curb appeal and they've made the exterior a lot more appealing. They basically all have the exact same floor plan. You walk in, you walk upstairs, and on the main level you've got a separate living room, then you've got a separate kitchen, you've got 2 bedrooms with a main bath, and then you've got the primary bedroom with an ensuite there. And then on the lower floor, you've got what can be a suite, a 2-bedroom suite with a kitchen, living room, everything. And then on the other side, there's laundry. And then there is another either rec space, or you could turn it into a studio. So they're very popular. We've got some investor clients looking for them, turning them into 3 units there. Or if you have a large family, they're really popular for that as well. All right, another area that I love is this Commercial Drive, which extends from the north all the way down to the south here. It's 22 blocks. There's about 300 merchants. There's 8 blocks, which are Little Italy, and it's just a collection of quaint boutiques, restaurants. There's vibrant live music often. There's the bar scene, dancing, theaters, coffee shops, bakeries, all of that. It's a really, really fun environment, especially in the summertime. This is actually one of my favorite restaurants. It's called Lunch Lady, and it's a Michelin rated. It's Vietnamese. They have the best beef carpaccio and the best Vietnamese noodle bowls. Their salad rolls are absolutely delicious. will tell you, be prepared to wait. It's not somewhere where you're going to go quickly, get a seat, and quickly go. It's often, every time I've went, I've had to wait at least, they're usually pretty quick, but I've definitely had to wait. So plan to be there for a while, but it's definitely worth the wait. But as you can see here, Commercial Drive, it's all these little stores, kind of mom and pop. I think this image is really cool. This is one of the things I fell in love with in Vancouver. You can't really tell because it's a cloudy day, but you know, driving down like a street like this, you've got the trees over here, you've got the trees on the other side, and then you just get these gorgeous mountains in the background. It's one of my favorite things about this city. But this is classic Commercial Drive here, all these different restaurants. You've got lots of restaurants that have these patios set up that kind of go into the streets, and it's a dreary day here, which is not uncommon in the winter here in Vancouver, but in the summer this is happening and there's people packed on these patios here.